Hello everyone, how are you? Today we'll be taking the last unit for this year. It's from Module 6. It is Unit 2. The title of the unit is Career Choices. I'd like to tell you that we have two texts left. We'll take one today, and the other one we'll take it soon, inshallah. It's in the activity book, and we'll have a writing lesson left. It's about writing a letter of application. As you all know, we have covered all the grammar lessons and the grammar lesson for Unit 10 as well. I would like you all to bring your student's book, your activity book, and your booklet, please. Open your student's book, please, page 72, and your booklet, page 53. Before we start the first text in Unit 10, I would like you to move to your booklets, page 53, to discuss the quotation of the unit. Actually, I find it a very inspiring quotation that I would like you all to think and reflect on and answer the usual critical thinking question of the quotation. How far do you agree with the quotation? I will read the quotation. I have learned that making a living is not the same thing as making a life. Please think and reflect on this quotation and tell me how far do you agree with the quotation. I'm going to read the translation of the quotation. لقد تعلمت أن كسب العيش لا يعني حياة تستحق العيش. It's such an inspiring quotation. Please, I'm waiting for your responses. Send them via WhatsApp, please, and tell me how far do you agree with the quotation. مرحبا بذكر الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر. Question number 2, the dictionary work. Let's have a look at the word in the box and answer the question here. Which of the following can help you to understand foreign languages? Headphones, interpreter, regional, rewording, secure, seminar, or translation. I believe the words that are involved in understanding foreign languages are interpreter and translation. Interpreter means someone who translates spoken words from one language into another. Interpreter يعني مترجم فوري. Translation, it's the process of transforming a text from one language into another language. Translation is the general word that means ترجمة. So the only two words that are involved in understanding foreign languages are interpreter and translation. I would like you all, please now, to move to the booklet to discuss the new vocab of the text. Page 54, please. Page 54, please. The first word is item number 9, which is fond of. Fond of is an adjective that means having an affection or liking for someone or something. Fond of means مغرم به. Item 11, headphones. It's a plural noun, which is a piece of equipment that you wear over your ears to listen privately to the radio or music, etc. I think you're all familiar with the word headphones. Item 13, interpreter. Interpreter is a noun. someone who translates spoken words from one language into another. As I said earlier, interpreter means مترجم فوري. The verb is interpret. The interpretation is the process of interpreting words. Interpretation. Item 16. Regional. Regional is an adjective that means relating to a particular region or area. The noun is region. Regional means إقليمي. Item 17, it's another adjective that means giving personal satisfaction, or we can say giving financial satisfaction. Rewarding means مجزي. Reward can be used as a verb and as a noun. Item 18 is another adjective that is secure. Secure means safe, free from danger. Secures mean amen. The verb is secure, the noun is security. Item 19, seminar, which is the last word. Seminar is a noun. It means a class on a particular subject, usually given as a form of training. Seminar means ندوة. Okay. Let's move back to the text. We'll be reading a text about Fatima Musa. Fatima Musa is an interpreter. She's talking about her job as an interpreter. My job as an interpreter. My name is Fatima Musa, and I have worked as an interpreter for 5 years. Many students have emailed me about my work because they want to know what it would be like to do my job. So here is my reply. Now we're going to learn more about why Fatima has chosen this job. I have always been fond of languages. My father worked in many different countries when I was young, and we usually traveled with him. Line number 7, I was young. I refers back to Fatima. Him, line 7, refers back to her father, Fatima's father. When we visited a country, I always wanted to learn the language. At school, I was very good at English. Therefore, I decided on a career as an interpreter. Do you remember what does therefore introduce? Therefore introduces the result. Therefore means as a result. So now you have learned why Fatima has chosen this job as an interpreter, because she was always fond of languages. Her father traveled to many countries and they used to travel with him. And she always wanted to learn the language wherever she travels, and at school she was very good at English. So these are the reasons why Fatima has chosen this job. Okay, the third paragraph. My job now involves going to important conferences and seminars. Conferences and seminars. Conferences means مؤتمرات. Seminars ندوات. So my job now involves going to important conferences and seminars around the world. When a person speaks in English at a conference, I listen to what they say through headphones. I then translate into Arabic while the speaker is talking. So this is interpretation, when you translate as the speaker is talking. اللي هي الترجمة الفورية, interpretation. I give the translation through headphones to other people at the meeting. This means that anyone in the room who speaks Arabic can understand what people are saying. A question for Fatima. Is it an easy job? Not at all. English is not the same in all English speaking countries. For example, the English words that are used in India are sometimes different to the words that people use in the UK, the USA, or Australia. Remember when we used to discuss that we have American English and British English, biscuits and cookies, lift and elevator, so on and so forth. So this is an issue that English is not the same in all English-speaking countries. As let's move to line 25. As well as knowing regional English, you also need to know a lot of specialist language. Specialist language. What is specialist language? اللي هي a language specialized in different fields. For example, English that is specialized in engineering and pharmacy and medicine and business. So some of the words that are used to talk about business, science, or law, for example, make it almost a different language. Unless you have a language degree, you will not be able to become an interpreter. Okay, remember when we used to talk about degrees? A degree, having a degree means having a qualification. So the qualifications needed to be an interpreter, one of them is having a language degree. Provided that you have a postgraduate qualification, you will probably get a job as an interpreter quite quickly. So the qualifications are having a language degree and a postgraduate qualification. Okay, I'd like to remind you guys that in line 31, provided that was used. Do you remember that provided that means if? Okay, so if you have a postgraduate qualification, you will probably get a job as an interpreter quite quickly. If you get an interview for a job, you will need to show that you have good listening skills and a clear speaking voice. You will also need to show that you can think quickly and that you're able to concentrate for long periods of time. If you are successful, it is a secure and rewarding job. You will probably need to travel a lot, but that is not a problem as long as you enjoy visiting other countries. Okay, I would like to summarize the points that were discussed in this paragraph. Fatima mentioned the qualifications needed to be an interpreter. She mentioned having a language degree and a postgraduate qualification. She mentioned also the skills needed to be an interpreter. She mentioned having good listening skills, clear speaking voice, the ability to think quickly, and the ability to concentrate for long periods of time. She also mentioned the advantages of being an interpreter. She mentioned that being an interpreter is a secure and rewarding job. Remember حكينا secure means آمنة, هي وظيفة آمنة, and rewarding job. Rewarding برضه وظيفة مجزية. Okay, that's it for this paragraph. The last paragraph, it is a very responsible job. I am aware that if I translate things badly, it could affect an important law or trade agreement between countries. I believe there was a movie talking about such an issue that the translator didn't on purpose. He translated or mistranslated the information, and I think it caused a big issue or maybe a war. So it's a very responsible job. And I am aware that if I translate things badly, it could affect an important law or trade agreement between countries. However, you get a huge feeling of satisfaction when you know that people understand everything that you translate. Okay, do you have any questions? Okay, let's move to the comprehension questions. Please move to page 73 in your student's book. Listen to and read the talk again and complete the sentences. Fatima Musa's job involves going to. It involves going to important conferences and seminars around the world, as well as knowing regional English. You also need to know a lot of specialist language. 3. Unless you have a language degree, you will not be able to become an interpreter. Remember, what does unless mean? Unless means if not. So the sentence is like this. If you don't have a language degree, you will not be able to become an interpreter. Sentence 4. Provided that you have a postgraduate qualification, you will probably get a job as an interpreter quite quickly. Provided that also means if, and it's used quite formally. It's when you want to be more formal, you should use provided that. 5. You will probably need to travel a lot, but that is not a problem as long as you enjoy visiting other countries. Question 5. Do you think you have the necessary qualifications to be an interpreter? Okay, I'll remind you of the qualifications of being an interpreter. You have to have a language degree and a postgraduate degree. Would you like to be an interpreter? Answering this part depends on, do you like to visit other countries? Do you have the required skills to be an interpreter? The last part, why or why not? You should explain to us that you have the required skills and qualifications, and you would love to have the advantages of being an interpreter. Discuss with a partner. That's it for today. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. Have a wonderful day. See you soon. Bye bye.